What's up gamers, it's the Skyblock Scrubs, and today we're going to be comparing this 30 virus setup, which is very cheap, against my other setup, which is very expensive, and we're going to be testing and seeing how much better the expensive setup is, and yeah.
Oh, here's the cheap setup, and we'll just hover over it so you guys can just see for yourself, but as you can see, Fabled Livid Dagger with OFA on it, 5-starred, Ancient Shadow Assassin Helmet, 5-starred. Then this Zombie Knight chestplate is a 50/50 M7, so pretty overkill on that one. And then the Shadow Assassin leggings, and then these classic boots that are 3-starred, pretty bala. And then he's using the level 200 Golden Dragon pet. And understandably, most of you probably can't afford that, so you could just use like a Wither Skeleton pet or another damage pet. Like obviously you won't do as much damage as he's doing here, but you want to focus on the difference of damage between the two because he's going to be using the same pet for both setups. Here's the one bill setup. Pretty insane. The two middle pieces are 10-starred and the boots are 9-starred. So this is a ridiculous setup right here. It's maxed damage wise, except Guttermouth's not cat at 50. SMH, bad.
We're going to first do the cheap setup, and we're just going to see how much damage we're doing. It is Fabled, so we're just going to have to hit a few mobs to get the range. That's the backstab with Livid Dagger. 483, 496. That was a backstab, but I hit him in the front. I think the throw is like bad or something. It always does half damage. 500k, 55. Alright, so I think the max is around 500k. And this setup is like, I think the Livid Dagger was like 18 mil, and then all of these pieces were like 6 mil per, 6 to 7 mil, so it's very, very cheap. Now, we're going to pull out this setup. This giant freaking sword. I don't know why I bought this thing. For the content. Alright. Alright, it's pretty solid, not gonna lie. Alright guys, so when I'm using the giant sword, it's obviously a blowout. I mean, it's like over double damage, but when I use the Livid Dagger, 545k. Okay, that was a freaking backstab. 594. So it's a little bit better when I'm using the Livid Dagger. So if you don't get this armor and you still use the cheap armor, and you get a giant sword, like watch this. If I use the cheap armor with the giant sword, it's still pretty solid. 964, 1 mil, 958. So yeah, basically you want to prioritize the giant sword. Rip the expensive armor set. It's actually not that much better. I mean, it obviously is better, but it's not by a lot.
Alright boys, so moral of the story is if you're broke, just buy this cheap armor because it doesn't make that much of a difference between this and the super expensive armor. And the weapon makes pretty much all the difference, okay? So if you can't afford a giant sword, that's fine. Just get the armor that's cheap. And how much would you say that armor is, the cheap armor?
So the chest plate, it was like 6 mil, the helmet was 7, and then the boots and the leggings were probably around 7 to 8, so, I mean, that's nothing. Like 30 mil maybe?
Yeah, so 30 mil armor, if you use the same weapon as a 1 bill setup, almost, like, there's a little bit of a difference. So that's really good considering a bill is a lot more than 30 mil. So, yeah, just so you guys know, if you're trying to do the most damage you can, make sure you get your hands on that armor because it's cheap so you can afford it, and then you can grind for the weapon. And don't prioritize getting, like, this 1 bill armor unless you're like super rich.
Now the true test, the giant sword ability, because that's the only reason people buy giant swords. Trust. Let's let's see. Oh, 3.4 mil. So you should buy Storm and get a giant sword and right click the giant sword and wait 30 seconds and then right click it again for maximum damage output. Trust.
Hope you guys enjoyed this video. Hopefully it was informative and helped you out in some way. And yeah, we'll be streaming just whenever we feel like it. So if you guys want to be there for the stream, join the Discord because we'll send a ping before we start streaming. And we'll make some more IRL videos coming soon in the future. Gunnermutt's recovering from COVID right now, so we can't really film any like right now. But yeah, pretty soon we'll film some and get some more of those for you guys. Because I know the IRL videos are bala bala.